Today we're going to start with a welcome meditation. So I'm going to ask you to sit comfortably, legs flat on the floor. If you're sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on a mat, try to find a comfortable position, or if you're lying down. I'm going to ask you not to cross your legs or your hands. If you can, place your hands somewhere comfortable, but not crossed. Your legs comfortable, firmly on the ground. And you can gently close your eyes. Or alternatively, you can focus your gaze on one spot in front of you. I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. If you notice it in your abdomen, what exactly do you notice? How your belly expands and contracts with each breath. Take notice of your thoughts. Perhaps you're still thinking about the things that happened before this meditation, the conversations you had, what happened at home, what happened during your commute, maybe yesterday, or your plans for today. Just take note of those thoughts. And now I ask you to bring your focus on your feelings, your emotional sensations. As a whole, how do you feel this morning? And for the last minute of this meditation, I would like to invite you to think about, we're now halfway through our training. Think about how it's going for you until now. How is it really going? Perhaps you made a commitment with yourself to show up as much as you can. You made a commitment to yourself to practice as much as you can at home. How is that going? Is anything changing? And what is your intention from now on with regarding to this training? Do you want to make a new commitment to yourself? And as we end this meditation, I'm going to invite everyone to share how it's going now that we're halfway. If anything is changing, and what your commitment from here on is going to be. Commitment to yourself. And this is the end of our welcome meditation. You can now move your body and open your eyes when you're ready. You guys mind if we sit a bit closer so that the sound can be captured? Okay. Okay, so yeah, like I said during the meditation, we're now halfway through the training. How is it going? Is there anything changing? And please feel free to be brutally honest.
Brutally honest.
Brutally honest.
First week it did.
Sorry?
First week it did. I was mindful doing something.
First week it did what?
I was thinking what I did. And now after that I have a full mind. It's going by on the autopilot. But I promised myself to pick it up again. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you say first week it did, can you explain more what you mean?
No, I was conscious thinking what I was doing with more focus. That helped. I enjoyed the things I did at that moment. I still do them, but I do them on autopilot.
Okay. And now you said you noticed that after that it kind of went down?
I went back on the old routine of doing things automatically.
Yeah. Okay. And your intention from now on?
Be more serious with this mindfulness.
What does that mean for you?
To come to start with 4 times, maybe 4 times, if my schedule allows. Okay, so that to implement these theories and learnings in my daily activities. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Be honest.
Yes. Does someone else want to share?
I can share. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this. I'm happy that I'm making the effort, and I am making the effort. I can't do all the homework, but I'm happy that I make the effort and I do some of the homework, and I do I do some kind of meditation every day. And I definitely see a difference, actually. Don't get so overwhelmed. So I do see a difference that I have a lot of things to do and a lot of stress, but I see that I'm less overwhelmed with it. Like it's not as big in my head anymore. But I also have this sort of anger at school because this is I associate this with RBS, not something outside of RBS. So I'm sort of angry that it's not facilitated. And I'm angry that, for much of our stress, there's a simple solution. Give us less work. And instead of giving us less work, they say, do a mindfulness course, which is like, it's your issue. You figure it out. And I really don't like, and that makes me angry. So that's my feeling as well.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. And what is your commitment from now on?
To continue to make time at home to do the meditations, because I know it helps. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else like to share?
Yeah, I can share. I can say that since I started doing this course, I became more aware. So I became more aware about things what I do, just to slow down, to enjoy. So not autopilot that we always used to go into. So that is nice. That is one of the key highlights. But also what Christine said, I was super overwhelmed. If you remember the first meeting, I even forgot that we had this meeting, and I was all fully in the work. That is not so much going on the personal side, but also all because of work, because of the workload. And I do not know whether it is all combined or the circumstances, but I notice right now, maybe it is all about my mindset. At that point, I was so stressed and so overwhelmed with everything that I was super frustrated with colleagues, with the workload, with the things that I had to do. And now I see that, okay, maybe I let it go. Maybe I became more mindful in my mind, more relaxed, more aware, more in control of my thoughts and emotions. That things at work also tackled in, like organized.
Yeah.
In an manageable way, so that stress that I had in the start is not that severe and not that intense as it was. Not right now as it was back then. So yeah, I don't know. It could be a combination of everything, but that could also be the fact that I started also working on myself and on my thoughts and just trying to let it go and to manage instead of going in the drain mode and like pushing things. So it's kind of good so far. Yeah.
Okay, so you notice a change.
Yeah.
In how you handle stress.
And how I handle it, yeah, and how I feel about it, how I manage my stress.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And what is your commitment from now on to yourself?
Yeah, to at least keep on going in the same way, to be more mindful, to be more in control of how I feel, what is important for me to feel, what matters, what doesn't matter, what is just passing by, frustration or anger, or what is something really to slow down and say, okay, this is the issue, it needs to be fixed. So to be more aware and more in control of things that are happening.
Okay.
And keep being in the moment.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
How do you feel? Are we allowed to ask you?
Well, it's about you guys.
Okay.
So okay, thank you all for sharing. We talked, yeah, you guys brought up stress, and the theme for today is responding to stress instead of reacting to stress. So we're going to do more with that today. But first we're now going to do a sitting meditation for half an hour. So you can choose whether you want to sit on a chair, whether you want to lie down, whether you want to sit on a cushion, sit on a mat. Find a position for yourself that's comfortable for half an hour.
Oh,
Yes. I'll set my timer. Yasir, would you like to put your head in the circle? If you can put your head in the circle, in the middle of the circle, so that you can hear me better.
Well,
Would you like a cushion?
no, it's okay. I am.
Okay. As we begin this sitting meditation, or some of you are lying down, I invite you to make sure that you are in a comfortable position with your legs straight if you're lying down, and your arms on the side along your body. Try not to cross your legs or cross your hands. And if you're sitting on a chair, with your legs firmly planted on the ground, your back straight but not stiff. With your chin, your head up, but your chin slightly tucked down. Allow your shoulders to drop. And open your chest. Notice how your body makes contact with the chair or with the mat. Allow your body's weight to sink into the chair or the mat. Notice all the areas of your body that make contact with the chair or the mat. Perhaps the soles of your feet, how they make contact with your shoe and the floor. How your heels make contact with the ground. Notice how your perhaps upper legs and your buttocks make contact with the mat or the chair. Your back on the mat or on the chairs. Support. And be aware of how your body is being fully carried and fully supported. And now I ask you to bring your attention to your breathing. We can start by going to your lower abdomen, your belly. Notice the sensations of breathing in your belly. How your belly expands with every in-breath and how it contracts with every out-breath. The breath, as you observe it, is your anchor. And during this meditation, if thoughts come and go, as thoughts do, once you're aware of the thoughts going away, try to gently bring your attention again to your anchor, the breath, where you feel it most vividly. Observe your breath in your belly, or alternatively, observe your breath on any other part of your body where you feel it more clearly. Could be your chest, your nostrils, your upper lip, perhaps your shoulders or your shoulder blades. Just observe your breath. And perhaps notice the pauses between the breaths. the slight pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, and the slight pause between the out-breath and the new in-breath. And now you can let go of the observation of your breath and expand your awareness to your physical sensations, your body, as it lies here on the mat or sits here on a chair. What are the physical sensations in your body? But scan your body, starting from the crown of your head. You scan it going down, starting with your face. What physical sensations do you feel on your face? Is there a frown? Maybe a smile, a pout? Then you continue scanning your body, your neck, if you can feel anything there, your shoulders and your upper back. What physical sensations do you feel there on your shoulders and your upper back? And as you continue scanning your body, going down to your lower back and your belly, right up to your hips, what physical sensations do you feel there? And you continue with the body scan. You scan your thighs, your lower legs, your feet, taking notice of the physical sensations in these areas. Perhaps in some areas you feel tension, perhaps tingling, hot or cold. Maybe you have pain. Try to observe these physical sensations as they come and notice if they stay in one place or if they travel around the body. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to your hearing, the sounds around you. What sounds can you hear around you? You don't have to look for sounds. Just observe them as they come into your awareness. What sounds can you hear? Sounds that are near you, perhaps sounds from your own body, like breathing sounds, digestion sounds, right up to sounds that are far away. Obvious sounds and sounds that are more subtle. Also try to notice the silence, if any. Notice the sounds as they come into your awareness, where they originate from, how they develop, and how they pass away. Notice the different pitches of these sounds, sounds that are high in pitch or low in pitch, or somewhere in between. Just observe them. Finally, I invite you to let go of the sounds and gently bring your awareness to your thoughts. What thoughts do you have at this moment? It could be useful to imagine yourself at a cinema, looking at the screen, waiting for the thoughts to present themselves. And as they come, you observe them, and as they pass, you let them go. There's no need to force the thoughts to come. Just keep watching the blank screen to see if the thoughts come or not. You could also imagine that your thoughts were like birds or clouds, flying or floating in the vast sky. And you were here looking up at them as they fly by or as they float by. You just observe. And now I invite you to let go of the thoughts and bring your awareness to your emotions, your feelings. How do you feel in this moment, emotionally? Just take a moment to observe how you feel. And if you notice any unpleasant feelings, try also to notice how you react to these feelings. And finally, I invite you to let go of observing your feelings and bring your awareness to your entire existence in this moment. How is it going with you at this moment? You can zoom out and observe yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, everything together. How is it going really with you right now? Scan your body to get a global idea about how it's going with you right now, physically, emotionally, with your thoughts. Just observe how it's going with you right now. And when you're ready, you can move your body and slowly open your eyes. I'm going to ask you if you guys can come closer again so we can have an inquiry.
What?
So would you mind coming closer? Because when we play these, we don't really hear the participants well. So that's why a bit too intimate maybe. But no one bites. What were your experiences during this meditation? Sorry?
Tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired.
You were tired.
Yeah. Felt relaxed. Body.
And how did you notice that you were tired?
Gone. And this position of laying here is different than I'm used to. I lay on one side and on the back is difficult. And then I feel it in my shoulders.
Okay, so you felt pain during the meditation?
Yeah.
Because the lying on your back was not comfortable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Used to it.
So where did you feel the pain?
Shoulders.
Shoulders. And how did you handle the pain?
We have a pain. Yeah. 100.
You just stayed with it. Okay. Would you say could you have done something, maybe adjusted your position to make yourself?
If I would have gone on its side, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
or cross my arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mindfulness is also about self-care. So when you feel that a position or anything is unbearable, you can always feel free to, well, you can make a conscious choice whether you want to stay with the pain
Mm-hmm.
and see what that means for you. Observe how you react to the pain, for example. Or you can choose to consciously adjust your position. Always. You shared that you were tired. Where in your body could you feel that you were tired?
Correct. Mainly my hand.
In your head,
Yeah, mainly.
like a physical sensation, you mean?
Like a
Is it a physical sensation?
Yeah.
What you felt in your head?
Yeah. Physical, tired, short sleep, nights, lack of sleep.
So would you say your eyes got heavy, your eyelids got heavy, perhaps? Your head got heavy?
Yeah.
Okay. And the rest of your body, did something happen physically?
But, it felt good.
Well, what does good feel like?
As a, how could I say it? Thinking, so gevoel van rustig, relaxed, zakken.
Sinking?
Yeah.
Relaxed, you say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
That's what my experience today.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. I'm also curious if you observed anything with your thoughts or your feelings during the meditation.
No. How come that?
So you did have thoughts or not really?
No.
Would you say your mind was calm
It was.
and emotionally?
No emotion.
No
I was
emotion.
just relaxing with a little bit of pain. To be honest, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share?
Yeah. I also felt pretty calm and relaxed. It felt good, actually. I didn't feel stressed or anything. I felt like I thought about the things that I need to do, but not in a stressed way. Just, yeah, this is what I have to do today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say you felt calm and relaxed. Could you expand more on the feeling of calmness and relaxation? What do you feel? How did you feel that in your body or where?
Well, I kind of contrasted it with last time we did this, and I
Mhm.
was sitting and I was kind of freaking out a bit
Mm-hmm.
because I can't sit for too long. So I felt like I didn't have the racing heart or the heavy breathing or anything. So I had just had calm, regular breathing, no, racing heartbeats or racing thoughts or anything. So that's what I felt.
Okay. And you also shared that you had some thoughts about the things that you have to do. But they were calm thoughts, you say?
Yeah.
Were you able to then, were you aware that your thoughts had gone there to the planning?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how did you manage to bring your thoughts to the body or the area we were focusing on?
Yeah. I liked when you asked us to think about the sounds. I didn't hear many sounds here, but this is a similar meditation to the recording that you sent us. And there you're also asked to listen. And I had a really nice experience with that because, of course, it was such nice weather that the windows were open and I could hear, the geese and stuff. And that was just really nice. So it took me there.
Yeah.
And that was really nice.
Okay. So this is when you were using the sitting meditation at home?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is actually also a topic in this inquiry. How did it go with the homework at home?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did the full sitting meditation, although lying down once, and then I did the movements, but I felt like with the movements, I was just trying to get through them. I just did them very quickly. And the 3-minute meditation, I did a couple of times.
Okay.
But yeah, I really liked the listening to the sounds. That was really nice.
Okay. When you say it was nice, what was nice about it?
It was just nice to hear the sound of nature, when the windows are open. Yeah.
So that nice is that an emotion?
Yeah, happiness, I think. Yeah.
Would someone else like to share? Either your experience during the meditation or the homework, how you dealt with the homework.
I can say about experience that during the meditation is that I struggled to put myself together into meditation mode for some reason, even though just a few minutes ago I said that I feel quite good and relaxed and aware of myself. But it was not in a stressful way. I was just like, okay, get together. But maybe because of the sitting position, that could also be something that at some point I thought, oh, I want to cross my legs. Oh no, it's not a good idea, to trying to find the right body position. But I can relate to what Christine said about sounds, because for me that is also something to the way to stay with the sounds for the longer time than, for example, when you say like think about how you feel. Yeah, I thought I got one thought for a moment and then I got distracted again because with something else. But with the sounds, that is something that you hear with different speed, with different altitude, with different volume. So that is something that you can stay for a longer time. So that was
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Instead of something abstract, that is something existing and going on around. But it was a good experience. So yeah, continue.
You said in the beginning you struggled to get into the meditation.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain a bit more about that experience?
Yeah, and my thoughts were all over the place, but not in a stressful way, not in the overwhelmed way, but just okay. No, it had time to get into it, to really instruct myself, okay, now it's a meditation time, just all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
but not in a again, not in a stressful way. Things to do.
Were you aware at that moment that your thoughts were on things to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we
That's
also
why it's like, okay, get together, stop thinking about these things. Now it's meditation time, and then it was like struggle. Yes, no, thoughts coming, and it's like, no, it's meditation time. So I was trying to bounce them back. It's like, okay, because now it's time for meditation. But maybe it felt different if I was laying down on the mat. I don't know. Maybe it has because yeah. So next time, if we're going to do this meditation, sit the meditation again, I will try to do it on the mat, or at least sit on the mat and lean on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever feels comfortable for you, of course. Yeah. You mentioned something interesting, that it was easier for you to stay focused on the external, the audio sensation, so the sounds around you.
Yeah.
That was much easier. You also agreed with that, Christine, that was easier than observing what was going on inside of you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I noticed that also the previous times we meditated.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
You tell me. Would you say do you guys recognize this also in other parts of your lives, that you sometimes are not really aware of how situations or circumstances are affecting you, what's going on in your body, what's going on with your emotions and your thoughts, but that you are more reacting to the external?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So like analyzing the situation, analyzing the everything external, but not how I feel and how it feels to me, and what if it feels right or wrong. I don't analyze myself that much, how as to me, but how do other people feel? How is this was situation good or not good? Just about other people's feelings more, but not my own. Maybe that is
the same. And my husband always says it about me as well. That like you're not in touch with how you actually feel or think. Well, but you're not in touch with how you feel. Yeah.
And do you recognize that?
Yeah, I do. But I feel like more focused on how other people experience things than how I experience them.
Exactly.
And if you can go back quickly to self-care, self-care is really thinking also first about yourself. Yeah, the situation has happened, maybe a stressful situation or an unpleasant situation, or even a happy situation, that you look inside yourself and say, okay, I notice my heart is racing. I notice I'm jittery. I'm restless. I notice aversion. I don't like this. I notice that you really stay with yourself to notice what is happening with you, so that you can, after that, choose a response instead of have an automatic reaction. Automatic reaction is, for example, thinking too much, ruminating, and you keep digesting and redigesting what happened, or having a whole conversation with someone, but then in your head.
That's my specialty.
Okay. Anyone else would like to share something about the homework? How is it going with doing the homework at home? What does it mean?
No, not much to share. It could have gone better, always. But still happy that I managed to do at least some exercises.
Okay.
So
Some meditations, you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's going well?
I hope so. Could always go better. But yeah.
I guess sometimes I feel guilty for doing the meditation because there's so much limited time, right? When you get home from work, and there's so many things that you have to do that you have to make a choice. Okay, well, I could either play with my daughter for 30 minutes or I could do a meditation. And then, sometimes when I choose for the meditation, I feel guilty, like that I'm not playing with her,
Because that's what you think about others, how
Yeah.
your daughter feels, but
Yeah.
not how you feeling.
Yeah.
Is it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's already interesting or impressive that you are aware of that thought of guilt
Yeah.
or that emotion, that you are aware, okay, this is what I'm experiencing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to do some standing exercises, so mindful movement standing up. So I'm going to ask you guys to stand up and put the mats on the side. Just removing the digital background. You guys to stand comfortably, legs slightly apart, hip width, to loosen your shoulders, loosen your arms. Open your chest. Just feel what it feels like to be standing. What does it feel like to have your feet carrying your body? Notice how your body is never really still. It's always moving, always trying to find a way to balance you. Never really still. Notice how your knees are locking and unlocking as your body tries to keep you in balance. Notice how you may be swaying, perhaps to the front and the back, as your body tries to keep you in balance. Okay, now we'll do our first exercise. I'm going to ask you guys to Spread your arms slowly sideways. Try to be mindful of this movement. Notice the shifting sensations in your body as you do this. Notice the weight of your arms, the area where it gets difficult to hold your arms up, and right up until your arms face the ceiling, and how that feels when you hold them up. And again, slowly back down the same way. Noticing any sensations, discomfort maybe, heaviness of the arms perhaps. Notice some angles are more difficult than others, or easier than others. Notice gravity. Slowly, all the way back to your side. And then shake it off. And feel, what do your arms feel like now? And now I'm going to ask you to raise your arms again from the front this time. Slowly and being aware of your sensations. Arms up until they face the ceiling. Take your time. Be mindful as you do this movement. When you get to the top, observe how it feels right now in this moment. And then I'll ask you to bend both arms to the right together as far as you can while guarding your own limitations. Keep breathing. And then back up to the center and carry on to the other side as far as you can within your own limitations. And when you're ready, you can come up. Slowly let your arms down the way they came. Notice the sensations in your arms and your body as you do this. Okay, release. Feel the relief. What's relief feel like? The next position is for us to put our neck, our left ear to our left shoulder. Then the head, your chin down to your chest, right ear, right shoulder, the back of your head up against the back, your upper back. And then back again in circles. And repeat at your own tempo. And hold your head back up again in the middle between your shoulders. We're going to do the same exercise again, but now in the other direction. At your own tempo, you may start in the opposite direction. Notice how your body is feeling as you do these movements. And you can bring your attention, you can bring your head to a halt, the center, and observe what you feel now physically. Now, next position, I'll ask you to open your legs a bit wider and put your hands on your hips. And then while you turn your hips to the left side, you turn your upper body to the right side. Kind of like ringing yourself after brushing, like how you would ring a clock. Feel how that feels. Perhaps in your lower back. Keep breathing. Okay, slowly twist your body and your upper body back to the middle. And feel how that feels like. And now in the opposite direction, your hips to your right side, while your upper body goes to your left. You can stretch it as far as is comfortable for you. Observe how your hips feel, your upper legs. And then back to the middle. Okay, put your hands down, shake it off. Now I'm going to ask you, if possible, to put your hands on your toes, slowly and mindfully as you do this movement. You can bend your knees if you need to bend your knees. And keep breathing. And you can make your knees straight as you slowly come up again. You can shake it off. And feel what your body feels like now. Just scan your body and notice what it feels like. That was the end of our mindful movement meditation. I'm going to ask you guys to come back to the middle. Okay, so your homework for this week, part of your homework was to note any stressful situations that may arise. Yeah, and then to observe what happens with your body in such a stressful moment. So we're going to just do a short meditation, or rather a visualization, where I'm going to invite you to try to remember what the stressful situation was. So if you can close your eyes, that feels comfortable. Try to go back to the stressful situation you experienced. Where were you? Who were you with? What happened? Try to recall what happened. How did you feel in that moment? Did you notice your body reacting in some way? What were your thoughts in that moment? And how did you act? What did you do? And that's the end of our visualization. You're ready. You can open your eyes. I would like to share this stressful situation they experienced.
The situation itself or the feeling?
The situation first, if you're comfortable to share.
It happened this morning. I was driving on the regional road. It was an 80 road, so that you have a speed of 80. And well, it was a busy morning, so there was like many cars after following each other. And it was like in the middle of the field, like the cows field and everything. And there are a lot of course, birds, different birds. And then I was just driving, and then I see this in my side mirror. I see the bird coming, and it was coming very low. So basically, it bashes full speed into my car, into the back of my car. It was a raven, so not a big bird, not a geese or something really really big, but it was still a bird. And my first, I got fully into the warm, sort of very warm shower, like really warm. First, like no, and then I see, like in the slow motion in my rear mirror, I see like this bird was rolling, and I was like, oh no, So it was such a feeling, so many different emotions of mix of everything, like, oh, what if I was just slow down, or what if I pressed on my gas faster than the bird could have gone through? So it was a terrible situation. It was like, and I got very red, and I was sort of in the shock for a very long time because, well, there is nothing I can do. There is no way I can stop, because otherwise I will create a dangerous situation for the other cars. But it was something that put me in a shock for all the rest of the way to work. So I felt pity, I felt very bad and sad for the bird, and I was trying to put different scenarios in my head. Oh, what could have I done to avoid that? But well, then on the other hand, I realized there is nothing I could have done because I didn't see it coming in front. I already saw it coming in my back. So that created a lot of stress for me, and a mix of very different emotions and different scenarios were playing in the head. It was very, very unlucky and very unfortunate.
So you had a stressful situation, the bird hitting your car. You couldn't have done anything to avoid it.
No.
And you say how you handled it was to really think about it. So first you mentioned a physical sensation. You felt warm, you said?
Yeah, I got directly sort of very sweaty, warm, like really warm, and like almost like a frozen position. And I was looking in my side mirror, and I saw the bird roll, and it was like a disaster movie, almost like a horror movie or some horror sketch from something. And I felt like, oh, poor thing, what can I do? And it's like, oh no, they're coming the other cars in the other directions. And it's like, no, oh, poor thing, So I felt really, really felt bad for that bird. And it's like, what can I do to save you, little one?
So you wished you could have saved the bird.
Yeah, I wish I could have avoided the situation so that the bird came into the car. But it was also flying so low, really, not like really hitting the roof. It really hit somewhere the bottom part of the door. So it was really going low. So there was no way it would have made through all the traffic that was coming. So yeah.
So I hear you talking about, how could I have avoided the situation, or how could I have, after it had happened, how could I have made it better for the bird?
Yeah.
And so you kept thinking about it. Would you say, do you notice a pattern in your life of reacting to stress in this way, in the sense that you keep ruminating in your thoughts about it, and that perhaps you want to fix it, you want to fix whatever has caused stress?
All multiple scenarios keep on playing in my mind, what A, B, C, D, E until the end of the alphabet, to say, okay, what could have I done differently, or what can I still do to change the situation? Now in the situation with the bird, there is nothing I can do. So I realized that there is no way I can stop. There is no way I can get out of the car and help and call the dierenambulance, for example, something. So in this situation, it was quite easy way out. There is nothing I can do. Well, just very unfortunate. But in the other situations, when you think like, okay, there could be scenario A, B, C, D, then you keep on playing those scenarios. I do that. And that's something that sometimes is not necessary and drives me crazy. Eventually,
Yeah. But I hear you also saying you give yourself, you put the responsibility on your own shoulders. So you are the one so you reflect on your own behavior or your own contribution to the situation.
Yeah.
And also how you could improve the situation now that it has happened.
Yeah.
Is that also a pattern you notice in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And also with the stressful situations, for example, at work or with the other situations, I noticed that I also get first warm, or if it's angriness or frustration, that I also get warm first and like feel like typing this message, but then it's like, just breathe, just give yourself a few minutes to come down. But it depends on situation, of course. But yeah, the first reaction is like, oh, what do I do about it?
So a lot happens in your mind.
Yeah.
And also you feel sensations in your physical body, sensations.
Yeah. And it has something to do with my personality as well, because I tend to be quite impulsive. I try to work on that, but sometimes, like, because of my impulsiveness, I feel like directly shooting the answer or directly saying something, and then, but now I try to sort of give myself a few seconds and think about it and just breathe in and breathe out, and then, okay, now I can respond, or now I can react to that.
Yeah.
Interesting to observe as well.
Yeah. Okay. Would someone else like to share their a stressful event that they experienced?
I have a few.
Mm-hmm.
I won't share them, but I will tell you what I felt.
Okay.
And what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me. I always take, or usually take, the responsibility of this was me, because of me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then I'm trying to say, could I have done something? And if it's my own fault, I have to take it. And if also someone else is involved, I would try to do everything possible in my position to solve it, and then let it go and take as it is.
Okay. So first you try to look at your contribution to the situation. And if you think that it was your fault, then you own it.
Yeah.
And if you think it was someone else, then you still try to fix it.
I try to fix it, and after that, that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take some, depending on the situation, it might take some time, longer or shorter, but eventually, chapter closed.
Okay. Okay, so what I hear is that it happens in your head. So you analyze the situation to find out what caused it, and then you also analyze to find out how you can make it better.
Yeah, I try to get a learning out of it for future. And then, if there's something I can do to solve it, I'll try. If not, no, fine.
Would you say that these thoughts happen in the moment of the stressful situation? Because I'm asking specifically in that moment.
No, it's always after.
Okay, what happens during the stressful moment? So it's happening now, right now. What's happening with you?
Then I get a little bit angry. Could be angry at myself or myself. You see, angry at myself.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get angry at myself or the situation or the other person. But basically, I get angry.
Yeah, in that moment. Yeah. And how do you notice the anger in your body? How does it manifest itself?
Sometimes I get aggressive and give a speech. Like a teacher. And give a speech. Sometimes I get angry and walk away. And sometimes, that's it, basically.
Yeah. When you give a speech, would you say maybe you raise your voice or you talk more firmly?
But
yeah.
And sometimes in some situations I don't have words. But I just keep my mouth.
Is that the same situation as when you walk away, or that's a different reaction?
Then I usually have great. So that's mostly when there are people involved. Then better to walk away than instead of worsening the situation.
Yeah. And as you walk away, do you walk away with particular thoughts in your head, or do you? Sure, okay.
I walk away because I'm angry at the moment, and at that moment I'm also thinking, and usually after a short time, that days been hours, minutes, sometimes, then it sinks down and then cool down, and then pick it up again and talk on a different way, in a different manner.
Yes.
Instead of staying in that aggression mode and heating up the situation.
Yeah. And what does anger feel like in your body? Where do you notice? How do you notice in your body that, okay, in this moment I'm angry? How does it manifest itself? For example, does your heart beat faster, for example? Do you feel tension in your chest?
It depends on what kind of anger it is, and then I'm bitter sometimes. I can't find the right words and try to think before I say, which can't happen when you're angry, mostly. So it's a lot of things. It's mostly here.
In your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, I can share. Mine is less intense, I think. Maybe it's not a good example. But just last night, my daughter had to take a bath, and of course she didn't want to. And she's 8 and she started acting like a 3-year-old, saying like, "Oh, I want to play. I want to play. I'm not going to get in the bath," you know. And she was doing it sort of to get a rise out of me because it was like she was acting like a 3-year-old, you know. So I had to like very consciously, okay, I felt the anger, you know. Well, at first I just kind of brushed it off, like, come on, you're not 3, come on, you need to take a bath. But then she just kept on. And so then I felt the anger, like, and for me, it's also like tension in my body. But since I'm interacting with her, I have to be very careful about how I react and to stay calm, but to be very firm because like in our family, my husband plays the role of the strict punisher, you know, and I'm just way too soft. It's just like very difficult for me to be strict and be like, no, you need to do this now, you know. So, but so it's actually pretty conscious that I was just like, no, you can play for 5 more minutes, but then you need to get in the bath. And then she keeps going like, wow, but I want to play for much longer than that. And I was just like, come on, it's time you get in the bath. And then actually she did. So I was like, yes, I did it.
Okay. And if we go back to the moment when she was still refusing, still coming up with, I want more time. And you say you observed that, okay, you observed anger, and you said you felt it as tension in your body.
Yeah.
Where in your body?
Actually, I feel it in my whole body. I feel like I've just like tense up, I think. So I kind of like took some breaths as I was talking to her.
Conscious breaths.
Yes, like, and I'll show her when I take it. Like, you're making me angry. I'm gonna take some breath.
Okay. And is that something she can see from your face that you're now angry, upset?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so would you say your face is more? Would you say you're wearing a frown, or you have a stern expression, or?
Yeah, just try because I know it's sort of like an act, right?
Yeah.
So she wants me to go into it, and it's like a little game, but then I need to remain firm. Like, no, actually, it's late. You have a couple things you need to do, so you need to get in the bath.
Okay. So it's okay. And from this stressful situation, are there any patterns that you notice in your life, in other, when you experience stress in general?
Maybe it's not a good example. Because I deal with stress at work differently. I think I have that immediate reaction that both of you were talking about, like that immediate anger, frustration reaction, especially when it comes to students, when they ask too much or they don't act appropriately, they demand too much, right? Because there's this sort of outrage. But then I think the best option is sort of to put it away and then go back to it. So
Okay.
so if you get a message or a demand from a student to just park it and then come back to it.
I think the immediate reactions are in general, in my case, not the right one.
Yeah.
If you do it after some time, don't need to take days, but after some time, then you react differently.
Yeah, so that you're saying you need a break to be able to choose a more wise reaction, wise response.
Yesterday, the son was quite angry with school. Something happened, he was not happy, everything was bad, school was bad, teachers are bad, everything is bad. And I didn't react on that moment. And later on in the evening, when he was sitting down and said, cool down, And then I spoke with him about that.
Mm.
And it was a totally different conversation.
Yeah.
Because if I had reacted at that time, we both would have got angry.
Give time to settle for your
Yeah.
emotions.
So I heard the story, okay, done. And then we spoke about it in steps. This happened, what else, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I'm learning that now.
Yeah.
Too late, I think, but I'm learning that to talk to children in steps.
Mm.
Mm.
And then they can follow the steps, and it makes them more sense for them as well.
Okay. So we're going to write down on the board this here so I can. Kids. I hope they're not dry. Okay. So if you guys can quickly tell me, we're now going to the stressful situation. So not after, but in that situation when it's still hot and heavy. What was your reaction? So your automatic reaction. So think about things like fight, flight, freeze, the natural automatic reactions. And then on this side, we're going to think about what would have been a wiser response, or in the future, what would be a wise response to a stressful situation. So we are looking for behavior. In the last sessions, we looked at emotions, thoughts, and feelings. So what's happening inside us. And then today we are looking at, okay, after things happen inside us, how do we behave? So the reactions, how do we normally behave? We talked about that we get angry. So we get angry. You can just shout it out. What other reactions are like in that moment the more
Fight to freeze, depending on the situation. Like this morning, I froze,
yeah,
but when there is something that makes me angry, then I want to fight directly.
okay. Do you mean physical fighting?
No, not. Now, yeah, verbal can also be, or like in the form of email.
Yeah.
It's that sort of fighting, like fight back.
Mm-hmm.
No, not physical one. Immediate response, maybe.
Yeah.
That's better.
Okay. So I was overthinking. And I was overanalyzing.
Boiling. Boiling from the inside, you know.
Yeah, so getting angry, boiling.
Okay, you overthink, you are angry in a very short period.
So you're saying that this happens afterwards,
Yeah.
after the situation.
Because I think you don't even think when you're angry.
Okay.
Can you think actually how?
Well, I have to say, I was thinking, what is the best response? I'm angry. What is but that's with your kids, you know, that's different. You don't have that when you read a nasty email.
Yeah, that's a response to an 8-year-old child.
Yeah.
Own child.
Yeah.
But do you respond overthinking when you're on the street, someone is doing a bad thing, using bad language to you? I would say, wait, let me think. Yeah, in the meantime, I will be patient the next.
Yeah, I see.
However, that won't happen. That's very spontaneous at that moment.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys want to remove all the.
I don't know.
Definitely remove overthinking.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's maybe we think, but not yet are we overthinking.
No, I think
Okay.
that is indeed after.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the stressful situation happened.
Oh, and that happens often as well.
Yeah.
But however, you could be a person that is so cool, was able to stay relaxed at that moment. We might think correctly in those situations and come up with the right response at that moment. Because that comes from nature.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take cool and not react. I talk in step now. And that's I've learned.
I'm putting it back for the sound. I think it's more important to be able to hear. Okay. More automatic reactions. There was walking away.
Yeah. That's how you could say avoid escalation.
Is this walking away calmly or walking away in anger? Like you really stomp out, you bolt out of the room. The door.
Sometimes it's anger and sometimes walking away is thoughtful.
Okay.
After giving a thought, this could escalate, so walk away. And sometimes you walk away because the other person is not going to understand anything at the moment.
Okay. So walking away, would you say it's flight?
Yeah, because, yeah. Well, that's what I did to my son. I left him talking, okay, cool down. When I cool down, we will talk.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Maybe you are, like you said, avoiding escalation.
Yeah,
So you
That-
try to.
Yeah.
That's a good response, I think.
yeah.
Which one?
Walking away calmly.
Okay.
That's
So
all.
then you put it here, because I think then it's a desired action. Walking away calmly.
I'm not giving the impression,
Even this one, right?
Yeah.
Avoiding escalation, we could also put it as
Yeah.
a desired response.
and it's also not giving the impression that you are walking away because whatever, you are leaving him alone. No, you're walking away, let him know that you can't have a good conversation at this moment.
Yeah.
That he doesn't get the feeling, oh, I'm being ignored.
Yes. Okay. And then other wise responses. What? Other.
Giving yourself time or take a breath. If in the moment, take a deep breath instead of immediate response, or if it's an email or something in the written form, just give yourself time before replying.
So
Take
a
time.
deep breath,
Taking time.
take time. They're saying there's no need for an immediate.
Now, in order to avoid escalation,
Yeah.
then not.
Maybe just also acknowledging what your body is feeling at that moment.
Accept. Also, yeah, acceptance.
Yes. Get into a conversation. You said after you take a break, you said, yeah, get into a conversation. Talk about it. Perhaps this could also help in that moment that you talk to your husband, for example, or to another colleague. Hey, what do you think about this email? Okay, you guys will notice I left a column in the middle. This column is basically the timeout column or the 3 minutes meditation. So 3 minutes meditation. This is the time where where you think about, where you take time to meditate for 3 minutes, acknowledging what you feel in your body, taking a deep breath, acknowledging what's happening with you, and then you choose a wise response after that. Okay, so yeah, this is for us to think about in that situation, during that situation, just to take 3 minutes, sit down, meditate if you can, and then choose a wise reaction. I'm going to read one for you guys. A moment. Okay, so the poem is called Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters by Portia Nelson. Chapter 1. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I'm lost. I'm helpless. It is not my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I do not see it. I fall in again. I cannot believe I'm in the same place. But it is not my fault. It takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It is a habit. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my responsibility. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. 5. I walk down another street. On the topic of noticing patterns. Okay. We're going to end with homework and then a 3-minute meditation. The homework for next week, do you bring your folders? No, okay. It's in your folders. But basically you have some meditations. On the one day you practice with the sitting meditation, and another day lying off or sitting with movement. You can alternate. The 3-minute meditation, if you can, a couple of times a day, just 3 minutes, 3 minutes. And then an interesting one. Please keep a logbook of difficult conversations. Difficult conversations. So it could be difficult in the content of the conversation, but also difficult perhaps because of the circumstances, or because of the communication barrier, or because of anything that can make a conversation difficult. Could be a heavy conversation, whatever. But look for, please, in your logbook, write down difficult conversations or communication. It doesn't have to be verbal, just communication. And then finally, please pay attention to your reactions during stressful situations the coming week. And practice with giving a response. So a wise response versus an automatic reaction. If you can practice with that for next week. We're going to close with the 3-minute meditation. I'll start my timer. We'll begin this meditation by bringing our attention to the breath. Try to observe your breath wherever you feel it most clearly. The lower abdomen, for example, chest, your shoulders, or your nostrils. Just observe your breath. Now you bring your attention to the physical sensations in your body. What do you feel in your body? And finally, we bring the awareness to the emotions we're experiencing. What kind of emotions are you experiencing in your body? Finally, in the last few seconds, we bring our awareness to our whole body as it sits here. What are you feeling, thinking? And how is it going with you? That was the end of our 3-minute meditation. There's one question before we go, and that's about the silent retreat. The question is whether the two of you can do the Thursday. Let me see what I wrote. Thursday, 3 April. We're scheduled for the Tuesday, but Tuesday was not possible because Christine and Isabel were scheduled for other things as well. They were double booked. So we found Thursday, the 3rd of April in the morning from 9 until 2.
And I just received word that I have to give a training on that day
On Thursday.
for the whole day.
Really?
Yeah.
You cannot move it?
For the new thesis, I have to give an assessment training to 15 new assessors.
Okay. So the question is, when can we have our silent retreat? It was officially scheduled for Tuesday afternoon, the week of...
5 hours?
Yes.
What I'm going to do?
How can I decide in 5 hours?
Yeah, I think this is again a management issue. I don't see it happening for me of those 5 hours.
Mm.
Yeah.
Would 4 hours be possible?
No, I don't know. I have
Can
no
look at my
insight in my schedule for April.
Okay,
It doesn't
that's
come
the
up.
exam week.
Sorry?
That is the exam week.
The exam week.
Yeah.
All right.
So the week before that is the last week where we give lessons,
Yeah.
lectures, and then the week after that. So we were scheduled originally for the Tuesday,
Yeah.
the exam week. And so now the question is, if you would like, perhaps you could grab your schedule.
And what are we going exactly be doing?
Where
There's a program.
yes, there's a program.